Hello everyone, this is Agam and he'll be presenting for Conference App Android.
Thank you, May. Hey everyone, I'm Agam Shah and I'm Google Summer of Code student for Anita Book Institute for 2017 and I worked on the Conference Android app. So introduction. So we would first introduce the Anita Book Institute. We as Anita Book Institute, our mission is based on three pillars like connect, inspire and guide. So we connect, inspire and guide women in computing and organizations that view technology innovation as an imperative. Next, I would introduce myself. So I'm a CS undergraduate from LD College of Engineering, Ahmedabad. I was born and brought up in Ahmedabad, and I have studied all like higher education, and I got my degree also from Ahmedabad. And then I like to be part of various communities like Sisters, GDG, U community, and I also contribute to them whenever I get time. I love open source, and I love contributing to open source, and that's the main reason why I joined GSoC. And I would be joining the Red Hat India as an intern soon in software engineering and continuing my work in open source. So why Conference Android? So Conference initially, when the idea was presented, it was a new application and it started from scratch. So a lot of research was done regarding how the app should look and how the app should behave, and a lot of like different apps were studied, like Google I/O app, the F8 app, and that motivated me, and I got highly interested in the initial idea. So the opportunity wise, I would say it was I got to work both on the design and the development of the app. Like I already designed the UI UX part, and I also developed that part, and I also like gained skills like how to design effective UI and how to use UI tools like Adobe XD. So the project as a whole offered a variety of challenging tasks, and since it had to be accomplished from scratch, and since I love challenges, I thought it would be good for me to work upon. So the difference between the original proposal and the MVP that I just would demo you is like we spent a lot of time designing database schemas because initially we were using eTouches, but then we decided to move to Firebase, and we needed to design a schema for the Firebase database to work, and that also helped me gaining insights on how to design a schema for a scalable application. So, and also some requirements like registration, profile management weren't part of original proposal, but we did it in the product. So the project team, there are two teams, the iOS team and the Android team. I will introduce the Android team later, but first all the admins like Babylene, Burgos, Angel Shian, Nithya, and Buddhik. So this all admins help me help me a lot in during my crucial times or during when I was stuck at many points. They helped me a lot, and I thank them for their input. The iOS team was Peach Lipsock. She was the iOS mentor. Sally was the iOS mentor, and Shubham was the iOS student. Now we move to the platform team. So the platform team included Milene Burgos as the project admin, and she's also technical community evangelist for ABI. And she also helped me give feedback. Like she also gave feedback regarding the UI that I designed, and she also helped me design a better UI for the application. The next is Rithi. She's currently a mentor for GSoC17 for the Conference Android app, and she was also a GCS16 mentor with Sisters, and she's currently working at Avaya as QA engineer. Third is Chavi. She's currently mentoring with Conference application, and she also mentored GSoC16 with Sisters, and she's a software engineer at Google. I thank all of them for providing me a platform and giving your feedbacks. I appreciate them, and I plan to work on them. So next is the project. So the Conference application is a native mobile application that the sisters can use to collaborate, network, and attend sessions. So what the sisters can register, log in, and start planning weeks before the large event takes place. Like the sisters can design a database, the admins can design a database, and the users can use that app to view schedules and add the schedules to their create a personalized schedule and manage their profiles and register for the event. And one thing I would like to point out is that this Conference application is basically for events that span more than a day and not for a single day event. For the single day event, there's a volunteers app that works for events like that what ABI local hosts. So that's a major difference between the two that I would like to share. And who is the target audience? So anybody who wants to know and registers for any of the sisters events, like maybe it's GHC or maybe it's any other event that sisters organizes. So everybody can use this app. So they can register, they can view the schedule, they can create their own schedule, and then can also view maps to navigate through the event. Like currently there are only static images and Google Maps is not integrated, but in future you can also navigate in real time using Google Maps. So what are the use cases? So this product can be used by sisters to plan for large events which span more than a single day. And sisters can set up a remote database. So currently it's Firebase, but in future we are planning to move onto something like creating our own custom backend or something else. So which would contain all the relevant information, and the application can be connected to that remote database, and it could fetch all of the data in real time. So in terms of attendees, this application would help attendees in scheduling, registration, and also the offline capability. Like it works even without internet, or it works seamlessly. So there is no need to connect to internet to like view all the events or view a specific event detail, but you would need internet to update the app. So the features. So while I introduce you to the features, we would go one by one, side by side with the live demo, so that you can get a clear picture of what actually is happening inside the app. So the features that I proposed was, and the features that I worked upon, that the features I proposed was follow a specific architecture pattern like MVP, and allow users to view tracks, details, and sponsors. So the features in red are the features that I proposed, but I didn't work upon. And the features in green over here are the features that I didn't propose, but I worked upon during my GSoC period. So we would go all of the features one by one inside the app. So first is the login feature. So when I open the app, this is the login screen that I would see. So the login enables user to sign in via Google or Twitter, as you can see on my screen. And also it fetches the details from the API. So if I click sign in with Google, then a pop-up comes up to choose an account. And if I choose any account, then it redirects me to the registration page. So as you can see, all the details are pre-filled by the details fetched from the API, and I can register or skip registration in this process. So let's go to the next feature. Next feature would be registration. So registration, as we just saw, like user can register for the event either as an attendee, volunteer, or student, and they can also skip this step if they want. So like if I want to register, then I can click on this register button right down over here, or I can just click this and I can click skip registration. So I would like to skip the registration for now, so I just skipped it. So the schedule page. This is the main page that we see when we launch the app. And the schedule page is where the user can view all the events that are spanning across all of the days. Like currently, this is a 2-day event. So you are seeing the schedule for 2 days, but maybe it's a 3-day event. The tabs would get added in real time, and you can see all of the sessions according to the days. So they can also view the session details like description, speakers, etc. by just tapping the session item. Also, as you can see on my screen, there's a small calendar icon on the right side. So you can just click it, and it will redirect you to Google Calendar, and you could add just like you can add it to a calendar. So that's about it for the schedule page. So now we move to the schedule details, personalized schedule page. This personalized schedule page is the page where you can see your personalized schedules. So this is the schedule that I have bookmarked currently. Like you can see over here that I have added it to bookmarks, but I can remove it whenever I want. And you can see all of your bookmark sessions across all days over here. Then you can see all of the schedule details, like by just tapping the schedule item. Like if I tap this item, then I can see all of the details related to that event. Like this is the title, this is the location, MST Harlem's, This is the time and date. This is the session type, like what the session type is. Like is it for early or mid-career students? Is it for advanced professionals? Or is this a normal session that everyone can attend? So this is the description. Currently, this is just a dummy description. Like it's logarithm syntax, but we can replace it with anything we want with the real description. And these are the speakers. Like you can see which speakers would be speaking at this specific session. Also, when you click on this floating action button, you can see a list of actions comes up. So you can add to calendar, you can share this event, you can remove from bookmarks. So as you saw earlier, like I bookmarked this event. So I can remove the bookmarks from here and it's removed. I can also add it back just like this, like a single tap. So, and also you can share the event, like you can share it like this, or you can add it to the calendar from here even. So when I press back, I'm back to it. So the same goes for day 2. You can do this again. So it's the same. Then we are into speaker details page. So whenever I am in my I am in the event details page, you can see a list of speakers down right over here. So when I click on a speaker, like this is the speaker, Mark Benioff, and he's the chairman and CEO of Salesforce. So I can see his avatar, his name, his position, his company, his introduction right over here. So I can, like, this is a collapsing toolbar effect that you see, and it's a great UI experience. So this is what it does. And when I click on, like, suppose I need to see details from Megan Smith. So I click on Megan Smith and I see the details and I go back. So it's possible in every session, like every session would have a speaker and again, they make Megan Smith. So this is same for every session. The maps. So when you suppose you need to navigate now. So now we have a maps item that you can use to navigate across all of the events, all of the locations across the event of the all of the rooms across the location of the event. So this maps would have like this is level 3 level maps. Like this is level 1, this is level 2, and this is level 3. So you can zoom in the maps if you want, or you can just slide it over like this. And this way you can navigate, or you can see what where each event is taking place. Like if you want to go to South Concourse, then you need to know, like, okay, where is it? Then you can see, like, zoom it over here. So that's it. So currently these are just static images, but in future we plan to integrate Google Maps as well. So if you need to need like a navigation of how to reach there, then you can just use it. Then there's a personal profile page. So every user will have a personal profile. Like you can see right over here, when I open my navigation drawer, I see my avatar, my name, and my email ID right there over top. So when I click on it, so it opens my user profile. So this is my avatar, this is my name, and this is my connected accounts. So we would get to the connected accounts part in a little bit, but this is what the profile looks like. Then edit profile. So suppose at any point of time I need to edit my profile, like I need to change my first name, I need to name my company name, or I need to change my role, or I also need to connect or disconnect social accounts. So I can just do that in real time. Like I can just change my name over here to something like, okay, and I can change my company name, Etherberg, and I can change my role, like GSoC intern. And if I click save, it would get saved, and those changes are reflected right over here. So the reason why this isn't saved to Firebase right now, because I have skipped the registration process. If I've done the registration process, then this details will also get saved to Firebase. So I would demo that once, but first let's go to this. I would demo how it would work when I register with Firebase and how Firebase is synced with the app in real time. So this is about it. And also you can connect or disconnect the accounts. So if I need to connect, I'm currently connected with Google. but I need to disconnect. So I would just disconnect. And if I click on save, this connected accounts is gone because there are no connected accounts right now. You can see there are no connected accounts, right? There is connect with Twitter and connect with Google. Now, if I connect with Google again, like if I choose this and it's connected, so it's again back. It's back again, and I can do the same with Twitter as well. Then this is this sign out functionality. Like the user can sign out. Like if I need to sign out of the app, I can just sign out and sign in again. Like this is like I can sign in again, and I can sign in with a different account maybe to see all of the events, and I can register with a different account also. So I would again do the process, and this time I would register for the event so that we can see how it works when I register. So I'm going to, like, this email is not editable. Like you cannot edit the email because the email is getting fetched from the account that you chose, and that remains specific to that account. So you can't change it. You can change the company name though. You can say it's Google, and I'm an intern. Now the attendee type. So before I click on register, let's go to Firebase, and here's the Firebase database. And when I would click on register, right over here, it would update the Firebase database in real time. So this is all of the details that I just entered, and it's getting updated. So I'm registered successfully. Now, if I change my profile details, like if I go there and say something like Maybelline, sorry, Burgos. So if I want to change my name, then I would just change it. So it's getting changed right over here. Then if I need to change my company name, I would say Anita Borg. Sorry, I would say Anita Borg. So it's getting changed right over here. So, and also you can edit your avatar. So when I click on this, this is a runtime permission dialog. So this takes care of all the runtime permissions when you run the app over, like on the API version 4.23. So you can just edit the avatar. Like if I want to see the use a different avatar, then I can use it, or I can use camera to click, or I can also delete the avatar. So when I click on delete the avatar, it gets replaced with a default avatar for all of the users. And then I can see only the edit outer icon. And then I can use my camera to just, click a picture real quick. And when I click on save, it gets saved here. So you can see my avatar has changed now. But we're not storing the avatar on Firebase. That's the point to be noted over here. Like we are just storing it locally so that it remains user specific, and we don't want to upload files on Firebase right now. So, so that's how the app would work in terms of profile when it's connected with Firebase. And regarding other major optimizations, so the app uses RealmDB as a local database and Firebase as a remote one. So a two-way real-time sync is achieved. Like suppose I change any of the events now. Let's go to my scheduled page. Now, suppose I go to this session. This is a session named GitHub Mastery, and I just change it to, just GitHub and click here. So it's getting changed over here, right over here. So this is what it does. Like it's getting synced in real time. You don't need to refresh it or anything. It's already there. And suppose if I change the location now, so let's do it something like India. So it would getting changed over here to India. So it's everything, like even if you go to the session details bit, like it's India over here and it's GitHub over here. So it's getting everything changed in real time. There's nothing specific, like you can do this and that. It's getting changed. And suppose if I need to add a date to the event, like suppose I change the event dates, like currently you can see the start date is from 3rd of July and the end date is 4th of July. So that's 2 days. But if I want to make it 3 days, let's like do it like 5th of July. So it's 3 days now. And you can see a day 3 tab is added. but currently it won't show any sessions because we don't have any sessions for day 3 inside the sessions node right now. So if you add any sessions over there, they would get added over here, and the change would be reflected. Also, if you want, like, let's move back to the original one. Like it's again day 1, day 2. So it's already in real time. And if I change any speaker details, like if I go over here, this is Mark Benioff. And if I say it's not Mark Benioff, now it's Agam Shah. So you can see the speaker is changed to Agam Shah now. So when you click on it, it's get updated. So for every you know where the speaker is Mark Benioff, for every session, the speaker is now Agam Shah. Right. So this is for every node. Like if you change tracks, if you change speakers, if you change sessions, or if you delete a session even, then you can see the session gets deleted too. So suppose I delete this session now. Yes, I want to delete it, and you can see it is gone. It has gone from my schedule, so it's like just disappeared. Like it's a real time, and I don't need to like refresh it to reflect the changes. So everything, every operation that you perform, like change, delete, add, update, it gets synced with Realm in real time, and you don't need to update the app to reflect the changes. So, and also the application can survive orientation changes, and layouts are scaled. So suppose we are starting with like I'm changing my orientation on the screen, like I'm changing from portrait to landscape. Now you can see, sorry, it gets out of the screen. Now you can see I can just do it as I did it before. Like I can scroll down smoothly, I can do everything I want, I can see every detail I want. I can go to the speakers, also I can see all the speakers that I want, all the speaker details, everything works as expected, and also the my schedule thing, and also the maps. So the thing about maps is the way that I've optimized it is, even if you change the orientation, and zoom in, like suppose I zoomed in this part, and if I change the orientation now, so this part remains zoomed in, so this part doesn't zoom out. So there was a modification to an existing library which I did specifically for this purpose, and this enables better user experience. So even if I just change the orientation now, then it's already zoomed in. There is no need to zoom out. And I can also see my profile now. Like I can see like changing the orientation changes just the view and not anything else. So everything else is same. So also some source code of libraries like Firebase UI auth. So initially when I looked into Firebase UI auth, their UI was literally awesome. Like they offered great in terms of UI, but the functionality that we needed, like we needed all of the details related to a specific provider. So that isn't available directly from the Firebase API. So we need to render the native APIs for Google and Twitter, and we need to fetch the details and update the Firebase users nodes. So I did borrow the UI from the Firebase UI auth, but I did change their source code to reflect our needs. Also, this Chris Bench photo view, as we saw, like inside the maps view, we can just zoom in, and when we change the orientation, it remains at that zoom level, irrespective of the orientation change. So that's the optimization that I performed there. So once again, we can see over here, like we missed this activity for orientation change. So we can see like when the orientation changes, it's already there. So now we'll move to the next slide. So that's it for the demo part. Now we would wrap it up with a real quick. So you can find all the details regarding the contributing the source code and releases inside the links below. Like this is the GitHub link. If you want the source, if you want to look at the source code and you want to contribute and see how it works, you can go over here. I would do it for you. And also you can also go to my blog to see what were my experiences and what were my challenges that I faced during GSoC, and how was my overall experience. And you can also find relevant links like releases and everything inside my blog and inside my GitHub repo too, inside the GitHub repo too. So this is currently the GitHub repo, but the current branch is 1.0. So you might want to go to 1.0. All of the code will get merged into develop, but currently it's been signed as PR, so PRs are needed to be merged. So that's why it's on 1.0. And you can find the releases in the APK branch. So when you go to the APK branch, you can see a Conference 1.0 release. So that's for the phase 1, but we do have a final phase release yet to be merged inside the PR. So that would be merged and you can see it, like download it from here and can use the app. So device specifications, you need an Android device with Android version 4.0.3, API level 15, or upper to run the application successfully. So this is it from my side. Thank you for having me as a student, and thank you for viewing my presentation. So if you have any questions, please.
Hi, Agam. Thank you so much for your presentation. My question was in regards to, I know there was a lot of changes that happened with the project, and I was just wondering, like, what are some things that you learned throughout the whole process?
So some things that I learned throughout the whole process was, since a lot of changes were there throughout the project, I learned how to be dynamic with requirements. Like, it helped me a lot. Like we were initially working with e-touches and then we moved to Firebase. So that tectonic shift, I would say, has helped me, like, how to deal with those kind of shifts, like in future. And also I love designing the Firebase schema. I loved having conversations about it. And I also loved syncing the app real time with Firebase. So all in all, it was a great learning experience, and it was quite challenging since the application had to be started from scratch. And we need to decide like what we want to work upon. Like, we had the requirements changing sometimes and we have the backend changing sometimes. So that has helped me gain a very dynamic, I've become a dynamic professional. That's what I would say.
Thank you so much.
Any other questions?
Ridhi, did you have any questions?
No, I don't have any question. I think it was a really good demo.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Then I'll go ahead and stop the broadcast.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Agam.